Hello, my name's Julie Williams. I'm a registered migration agent with Migration Downunder, and I'm here to talk to you about the Subclass 820-801, which is the permanent partner visa, or the provisional, depending on the relationship. So for all partners that are in a relationship, maybe you're offshore and you're in a relationship with an Australian citizen or permanent resident, or maybe you are the Australian citizen or permanent resident and you're in a long-term relationship with somebody from overseas, then what you can do, regardless of whether you're in a married relationship or a committed de facto relationship, then you can lodge a Subclass 820. And what you're doing, you're applying for a combined Subclass 820-801. If the relationship is less than 3 years at the time you apply, or perhaps less than 2 years and you have a child, then what will happen, you'll be assessed as being in a genuine long-term ongoing relationship and be granted the Subclass 820, which is a provisional visa. And then you'll be reassessed in 2 years from the time you apply for the permanent pathway, which is the Subclass 801. If the relationship's longer than 3 years and you can evidence that at the time of application, or you've got a child and the relationship's longer than 2 years, then you will transition directly into permanent resident and you don't have to do that two-step process. Now, the Subclass 820-801 is for applicants that are currently here in Australia onshore, and you're not prevented from lodging a further application whilst here in Australia. You may be on a working holiday visa, you may be on an ETA e-visitor visa, a Subclass 600 visitor visa, you may be on a work visa. As long as you don't have any restrictions from preventing you for lodging a further application whilst in Australia, you can lodge the Subclass 820 combined 801. As long as you haven't had any visas refused and you're on a bridging visa, that could also prevent you. But otherwise, you're free to lodge that whilst here in Australia. Now, who is it for? It's for people that are in genuine, committed relationships that are ongoing. You may be married, you may be in a de facto, and a de facto is that you are living together, either for at least a minimum 12 months, or if you're in a state or territory in Australia that allows for the registration of your relationship, you can have a registration certificate without having to show you've lived together for 12 months. And that will allow you to apply for the 820-801. You can be same-sex, you can be heterosexual, it really doesn't matter because Australia does recognise all relationships here. And the main criteria is that you are living together on an ongoing basis. You can prove that. There's 4 pillars that you've got to consider: the nature of the household, the nature of your financial commitment, the nature of your commitment in general, your social aspects of the relationship, how you're recognised by your family and friends. Are you recognised as being in a committed relationship and you're not just in girlfriend-boyfriend or boyfriend-boyfriend relationship? De facto is very much like a married relationship. The only thing that's different is that there is no marriage certificate. And again, if you are married, a marriage certificate alone won't get you across the line. So you do need to be mindful that you are in a committed relationship and you can evidence that. Obviously, the longer you've been in that relationship, the easier it is to evidence. So don't rush into marriage because you think that's what you need to do to gain the visa. What you need to do is make the visa fit around you and not you try and fit around the visa. And that's where you'll get a successful outcome. Now, the partner visa is an expensive process, so it's best to get advice from a registered migration agent to make certain that you're aware of all the pitfalls that you can avoid. Here at Migration Downunder, we've had a number of years handling a lot of partner visas from people from all walks of life, and we're here to help you navigate the complexities in immigration law to make certain that you too have a smooth experience and the processing is done in a very streamlined way. Be aware that the Subclass 820-801 processing is quite lengthy at the moment, and that's because the government priorities in processing are lying elsewhere. And once you do lodge the 82801 and your current visa that you're on expires, you will automatically be connected to the bridging visa, which gives you no restrictions for where you work, and you can remain here whilst that visa is processing. It could take in excess of 12 months. If you do need to travel overseas whilst on a bridging visa A, then you will need to apply for a bridging visa B before you do so. But if you'd like some more information, don't hesitate in getting in touch with us through the usual channels, either phone, email, or you can find all our details in the link in the bio.